Hello, and welcome to Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. I'm Gloria.
And I'm Rosetta. And thank you again, everyone, for joining us for another one of our chats, tea chats. We're
Yay!
so delighted to have you join us again. And before we get going, you know the drill. Please like our videos, hit that thumb icon. There you go. And subscribe to our channel. We'd love the support. And if you're returning, we love you so much for supporting us. We thank you so much. And don't forget to hit that bell notification icon if you don't want to miss any of our videos. Okay, let's get going and talk about the teas. Can't forget about the teas. And today I'm drinking something. Where is my tea? Looking all over for it. Where is it? Where is it? Okay.
I have no idea.
I'm
kitty
drinking...
took it. The kitty took it.
Yeah, he poured it all away from me. So
Yes.
I'm drinking something, and it's again by Sipology. We've been talking about Sipology, and I'm drinking, it's a black tea, and it's called Earl Grey de la Creme. De la creme de la creme. And the
yes, so I
are...
hope it tastes like creme de la creme.
I don't know, I've not tried it, but the ingredients are black tea, cornflower petals, natural flavors. So we'll try it. I've had it seeping, and this is my new, I don't know what you call it, new tea flask. So I showed it to you last week.
Flask.
Yes, and on the top is an insert you put in. I'm going to show it to you real quick, if you can see.
Yeah.
And this is where you put, well, I'm trying to do it so that you can see it. This is where you put right inside there, you put the tea leaves in there, you push it in there, and you press it down, and it kind of like locks in. So when you're drinking it, you're supposed to take it out, but I haven't so far. I just leave it in, then you drink it. And I'm going to check it out and try it now, because I've had it seeping for a bit. So it's Earl Grey, because I do like my Earl Grey. So, oh yes, cheers. Cheers before I drink it. Cheers. Let me see. I have to get used to it. I taste the creaminess to it. I'm trying to see if I taste the Earl Grey, but because it's so hot, I can't even drink that much of it. So I will give you an update halfway through or towards the end, once it starts to cool down. Because I've had the lid on this, took it off. But in the meantime, we'll see what you're drinking.
I decided to go back to one of my favorites, and that is, ta-da-da! It's by a company, Bigelow, and it is called Radiant Beauty, with all those beautiful eyeshadows behind me. I thought I would showcase some Radiant Beauty. It is a combination of aloe vera, acelera, rose hip, elderberries, and of course, wonderful blueberries. I love this tea. It is one of my favorites. The aroma, too bad we don't have smell vision. The aroma is excellent, and it's good for us. So cheers.
Cheers, everyone. There.
Like you, I made my tea extra hot today, so it's going to have to sit for a minute.
Yeah, you can't really get the full flavor when it's that hot.
Yes, I wasn't thinking. I should have put like tea and then a few ice cubes, but next time.
Should have done the same.
So we always like to kick our show off talking about Ellen. Ellen always reminds us to be kind to one another. In 2020, during the pandemic, she added in for us to listen to one another, be patient and listen to one another. And so Ellen has been sort of doing her shows as she prepares for the summer. And she has started advertising that for the next 2 weeks, she's got some fabulous summer shows coming up. I know that Blake Sheldon's going to be on one day. I love him. He makes country cool. You know, sometimes I wonder, what are you drinking in those cups? Are you really drinking, or is it water? Because some people drink water. Yes, I would like to know because everyone makes it seem like he's drinking alcohol and he's an alcoholic. I've never seen him fall down. I've never seen him be mean or anything. So I'm looking forward to checking out Blake on Ellen. And I hope you all will, hang in there with us.
Yes, we're excited before she goes on her summer vacation that she always takes.
Yes, which will end her season 18 and she'll come back with 19. And Rosetta and I are still trying to figure out how to get on that dang show for her last season. So if you know, or if you know someone who knows someone who knows someone, please let us know down below.
Oh,
Or
I think that we're on a long line because everyone wants to go on the show. I was reading her Twitter. I don't really do Twitter, but then I saw that she had posted that she's not on summer vacation yet. She has 2 more weeks, and I saw all the responses. Please have me on your show. Love to be on your show. How do I get tickets for your show? So we want to be
yeah,
on your show as well, Ellen.
well, we will continue to watch it. And we're going to be on her show, whether she has us or not, because we can always put her show on behind us and talk. So we're going to be on season 19, one way or the other.
Yeah, love it.
Oh, so before we get started, we want to remind everyone with Zoom, there's Zoom etiquettes. And lately, over the last week, every time I turn on the television, someone's getting busted standing up without, their dress business from the top and underwear. If you're going to do that, don't stand up. And if you think there's any possibility you may stand up, just get dressed. I don't understand why people, if you're going to take the time to do the top, just put on a pair of slacks, males
We're
and
already
females.
like, come on, people. This is like not new to everyone. Zoom,
No,
right?
we've been doing it for 15 months. You should be good at this by now.
You should know that by now. And if you're still getting caught, that's your problem. That's on you.
Right. That's right. I would like to do a big shout out to President Biden. Last week, he signed a bill making Juneteenth a federal, June 19th is a specific date, but the holiday is called Juneteenth, a federal holiday. It's from the emancipation of the slaves. If you are a person that likes to do events, and I used to always do shows and events with my business, and Juneteenth Festival downtown San Jose was one of my favorites. They would have music in the park, and we would be over lining the streets in front of the Fairmont Hotel, and it would just be
Yes.
music in the air. So some companies rushed and allowed their employees to take Friday off. And some employees said, we can't do it that fast. However, we're going to give you a day of your selection to celebrate Juneteenth, which I thought was just beautiful. That's what our world is supposed to be about, loving and caring for each other. So I'm excited about Juneteenth, and I'm looking forward to Juneteenth, June 19th, 2022. We should all be healthy, and the party should be in full effect.
In full swing. That's what we call it, in full swing.
Full swing. I like that. Full
Yeah.
swing. Okay. So, Sunday we just celebrated Father's Day. And, it was a quiet day for me because I was a daddy's girl. I am a daddy's girl. I talk to my dad every day, even though he's made his transition. And I just cannot understand when I see a father not supporting his daughter. So as we all know, there's this whole hubbub about Duchess Meghan and her dad. So to me, Dad, I would just try and build my relationship with my daughter so I could gain access to my granddaughter and my grandson, little Archie. That would be, my priorities, Liz and Archie. How do I get to them? And he did an interview with an Australian CBS show. And it wasn't a good thing to do, because one of the things he said was that Oprah Winfrey used Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan for her, 5 minutes of fame. Okay, boyfriend, just so you know, Oprah Winfrey doesn't have to do that. She is famous all by herself. And she was trying to give them a platform so that they could talk about the toxicity that is going on the down low. So, in honor of Father's Day, we hope that you will just, take a minute, take a pause, and think to yourself before you take action, how will my action bring me closer to my goal of being with my child? That, I think, should be the high priority.
Absolutely, absolutely. And for him to say that, it's pretty bogus, because I think that Oprah did the interview because she knows that she has the following, right? And
Right.
once she interviews them, she will have enough audience view members to view her video, I mean her interview, that
Right.
for her, she wants herself to be a platform for good. And that's what
Yes.
she was doing. She wasn't trying to get that 1 minute of fame. She was just
Nope.
trying to make herself as a platform, because she knows that she has so many people that follow her and love her, that she can make the change. So why not use that to her advantage, right? To
Right.
make it so that, as you said, so that people can see the true Meghan and Harry and what really happened behind closed doors. So that's
Exactly.
really, and she was the perfect person, because she knows how to structure the questions in a way that it's not coming across as rude or discriminatory. She knows how to word her
Right.
questions. And come on, she's been doing it for so long in her Oprah Winfrey show that she's the perfect person. Why not?
Exactly. One
Yeah.
of the things I love about Oprah, if she asks you a question, so she says, Gloria, is that purple behind your head? And I said, well, it's sort of like lavender. And then she'll go on, she'll talk, and then she'll say, what shade of purple is that behind your head? She will keep going until she gets you to just let go. She doesn't, she just doesn't need 5 minutes of fame. So really sorry, Dad. Once again, even if things were going good, you just kind of smacked your daughter again. So sad.
You've tried to make progress, but you've gone 5 steps back.
Absolutely. And, sort of in the same line of, celebrating and honoring, Father's Day. Well, before that, in May, we had Mother's Day. And so, Rosetta and I were talking about Prince Harry is actually back in the UK.
Yeah, he is by himself, since Meghan can't travel because she just had the baby.
Right.
Lily, what a still keeping,
Lily.
that's a very
Why did
cute
I call
name,
her Liz?
Lily.
I called her
Mhm.
Liz because of Elizabeth, but it's Lily.
It's Lilibet, but either way, I like it. Lily is fine,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
she just had Lily, so she couldn't travel. But Harry is back because they're doing an unveiling at Kensington Palace of the new statue for Lady Diana, because this was what would have been her 60th birthday. And it's such a great loss. Every time I think about it, I always think what would have been, because Lady
yes.
Diana started this whole thing for the royal family. She broke out and she became a real person that related to the regular British people out there. And when I was in
Yeah.
England back then, growing up, we needed someone like that. And we saw that human side instead of being all about the raw protocols and stiff upper lip. She
Right.
really touched people's hearts by showing that she's human and she cares. And all that humanitarian work she did and all the nonprofit organizations that she backed, I
Right.
only wish she was around to have continued that, and what would have become of her. And wow, I can't believe that she would have been 60 this year. Crazy, crazy to think, right?
I
All
know.
these years, which is why Harry, I think it's the right thing. He needed to be back there. He was so
Yes.
young when he lost his mother, and I think that she loved the kids.
Yes.
She was an amazing mother. She taught them that even though we're part of the royal family, you can still be yourself. Be human. You
Right.
don't have to conform to that royal protocol, and
Exactly.
just be yourself. And I'm so glad that Harry has stuck to his guns and is
Yeah.
taking care of him and his family and Meghan. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. And I also hope that while he's there, he will have the opportunity to spend some time with his brother. I understand from a external view, like you just said, that stiff upper lip action. He is someone slated to be king, after uh, Queen Elizabeth makes her transition, and then Prince Charles becomes King Charles, and then after that, it's Prince William. So I understand the protocols and all of that. However, you're my big brother. I expect you to love me irregardless of anything that happens in life. And I would hope that the bond that they established while Princess Diana was still alive is deep rooted. And no matter what comes at them, this thing called the firm, it's like, I understand, with the monarchies and how there are so many ladders and so many degrees of what you can and cannot do. However, life is evolving every day. Things are changing all around the world. And I hope he will bring some of that love and compassion from his mom to the legacy of the monarchy, and that they, when they were showing the passing of Prince Philip, I mean, I got to see pictures of the Queen. She was quite a young beauty, and she used to smile. And I love that. And I hope that the next generation brings that connection back. I mean, she can't do a lot of those things because she's just a little older, and she's got protocols, things she has to do a certain way. You're new. So show us that you both are brothers and you love each other above everything. Please, I want to see that.
When they were younger, it seemed like they really showed their affection towards each other. They just seemed like regular brothers having fun all the time, and they didn't know any different. But now something has changed, and it's really sad. And I
Yeah.
hope they do get back together to be how they used to be, because I know that their mother would have wanted that. They never, her, his mother would never have wanted them to be like the way they are now. She's turning in her grave, knowing
Yes.
that they have this drift between them. And I know that
Yes.
Lady Diana would have loved both their wives equally.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. I completely agree. So back here in the States, I guess you would say a major, well, I don't know if they were the first. However, I know they are one of the first shows, reality shows, where people were allowed to have cameras and to take cameras inside your home and your life and follow you 24/7. The Kardashians filmed and released last 2 Sundays their, I think it was called The Final Curtain Call. And it was where Andy Cohen sat down with the Kardashians and talked to them about the shows, where they are, how they got there, how did they feel about how they got there. Um, One of the things that Andy did that I really loved, and I just thought about it, was he, even though the show is called The Kardashians, two of the daughters are Jenners, from Bruce Jenner being their dad, not the Kardashian father. And they got to talk about the younger girls, Kylie and Kendall, how what we see them doing is how everything they did was this way. The lifestyle that they have, everything was, they kind of grew up in it. So this is all they know, is what I'm trying to say. It wasn't like they woke up one day and said, I think I want to be a Kardashian girl. It was like, that was it. Kylie was talking about how when she was younger, and even today, she loves riding horses. And, she's the model, right?
That's Kendall.
Oh, sorry, Kendall, the model, because she was saying that she was a tomboy and she loved riding her horses, and she has two horses today that she rides.
And if
So
she
what
had
did
not,
you?
if she wasn't a model, she would probably be doing shows with horse riding.
Yeah, she said she would have liked to have gone to the Olympics.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I was like, wow, that's really interesting. And you know, I never really watched the show a lot, just because I just it wasn't something that I felt comfortable. I felt like we were spying sometimes. Some of the things that they would do and say, and I would just go, "Ooh, too much." The one thing that really stood out for me, and I've always said this, Kris Jenner is an amazing woman. Um, I looked and I understand, you know, I'm a makeup girl, so I understand makeup and contouring. Those are some beautiful women. I mean, Kris Jenner is gorgeous. I was looking at her pre makeup and with her makeup. And the girls, even though they've all done different levels of augmentations, and Andy even asked them, do you think it's fair, you know, to be viewed as, you know, a symbol of beauty? And you know, Kim was like, yes, I do. I work out very hard and I do things. It's just that for me, they also need to be aware, a young 15, 16-year-old girl, it's going to be hard for her to get what you got because she's not rich like you. She can't go see the best plastic surgeon. She can't, you know, yeah, she can work out. However, you know, a nose job or a girl, you know, when you lift your girls, or, you know, what does Wendy call them? Butt implants, and, you know, all of this. It would be so nice if beauty was just beauty and all avenues of beauty. So that was some of the things that I picked up on. What did you see, Rosetta?
I realized that, wow, because I've been watching it since way back when they were young.
Mhm.
I call them younguns because when they were young, it was
Yes,
when Kendall and Kylie were just still in like high school. I was watching them and how they would argue with their mom. There was one episode where they argued with their mom about whether, yes, we have these business contracts that you've kind of made deals within the business field, like the what was it? Oh yeah, the fashion, the modeling, because when they were
right,
younger, the mother would want them to both model clothing, and they did it together as sisters. And there was one episode where they talked about how they wanted homeschooling, and the mother didn't want that. And you go, and they were arguing, saying that it's taking away from their time from learning, and they were going behind the mother's back and trying to get some kind of homeschooling done, like hire a tutor for them because they were missing out so much on their schoolwork. So I remember back in the days when they were very,
wow,
very young and they didn't know, they weren't into all the now where they are, the, like you
right,
say, augmentation and everything, and being a bit more conscious of their facial features and everything like that. But
right.
wow, I just look at that progression and where they've come. And when Andy Cohen said, do you think that portraying something that, and I don't remember the exact words, but what it was you touched on it. Are they portraying something that may not be attainable for the average Joe Schmo? That's
Right,
the way he was saying
right,
it. And yes, you're right. Kendall did say, well, we love to keep ourselves healthy. We want to look the best we can, the best version of ourselves. I said, great. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be healthy and looking the best version of yourself.
right.
However, I believe, this is my opinion, that they, because they have the wealth that they do, they're able to help themselves a bit more than you and me. Yes,
Yes,
I can work out. Yes, I love taking care of myself health wise and wellness wise and working out, but to look like that supermodel that they all do, the curvy
yes,
body, obviously, you know, Kim with her
right,
really tiny waist and her big butt. I
right,
mean, that is not attainable for a lot of people unless you have buku bucks to do that. So in a
right.
way, it's a it's kind of like, in a way, it's great that they're portraying health and wellness and being the best version of selves. But then again, they're like, well, we have the money, so we can do this, this, and this. And as a normal person, you can get kind of depressed not being able to have that financial stability to be able to afford all those things. And I wish
Yes,
that they had I was hoping that Andy would touch on that the
Yeah.
augmentations, but I guess I'm not sure he probably didn't want to go there. But that kind of annoyed me because there was one episode where Kim was just trying to deal with the media and everyone saying that she's had butt implants, and she's trying to prove that she didn't by taking x-ray pictures and saying, people are telling me I have butt implants, and look, here it is to prove that I don't. Here's the
Right.
x-ray. And
Right.
to know that she has, because nobody is, well, I wouldn't say nobody, but it's highly unlikely she was born. Well, she herself definitely did not look like that many years ago.
Yeah. And look at the Jenner girls, tall, lanky, very, and now the billionaires and her lip line, she's very curvy. She is Kim Chloe curvy,
Yes, Kylie is similar to Kim, and Kendall kept kind of her look, tall, because she's a
Yeah,
model,
she's
right?
modeling. Yeah.
She's modeling, yeah.
Yeah. I also thought it was very interesting. Andy, he just lightly hit on the fact that, Chris is their momager, mom and manager combined,
Momager, yes.
and how she got 10%. Two of the daughters are billionaires, and she got 10%, at least 10%. And her daughter that's modeling, she's managing her, so she gets 10% of her. So Andy asked them, do you feel that it's fair for you to take, he asked Chris, is it fair for you to take 10%? And Chris was like, absolutely. And the girls were like, absolutely, because whatever she's doing, it's working, because they are all very, very successful.
Well, if it wasn't for her, they wouldn't even be anywhere. They would not have had this show. So
No.
they have to be grateful for her initiating all this to begin with. And for her to take 10% is nothing to them.
No.
It's really not that much to them. And she put all the hard work. So
Exactly.
I think that's fine. If you're making that much money, why not give your mom the props? She's the one that decided, I want to get you all successful and independent on your own. And look at
Exactly.
Kylie. She was the one probably that helped get Kylie, with all the makeup and everything, a foot in the door.
Oh yeah. And Kylie, her whole drive was because she kissed a young boy, and he made a comment to her, I'm really surprised you're a good kisser with those tiny little lips. So she said that she would draw her lips on to make them look bigger. I am a all my children girl. And Erica Kane used to draw her lips on all the time on the show because she had tiny, tiny lips. And you know something? Erica was so beautiful. I never even tripped on that. And that's kind of what I'm talking about is, it's good she had her mom, Chris, who helped her, and she now has her own, beauty line. However, it would have also been good if mom had said, forget them. You're beautiful just the way you are. And here's some things that we can do. And so I think some of what was shared, the one part, well, two parts. Number one, Courtney. I always thought Courtney was like she did her own thing. I had no idea Courtney they would be like, we're going to go to the beach today. And she'd go, no. And it wasn't even for discussion. Whatever Courtney wanted to do was what Courtney did. She did not play nice with the girls. That came out. And then the other thing that was another, really? They were talking about the young man, Tristan, that Chloe has her beautiful little baby girl with. And, how she is trying to give her a sibling and how she's looking into doing that. Now, when this was recorded, I guess Tristan was still being good. It's now all over social media. He went into a room with 3 women and a man behind closed doors. And when he came out, his clothes were all disheveled, etc. So I'm sure, even though, the Kardashian, the show is done, I'm sure we're going to continue to hear about them because I don't care who you are. if you're going to lock down with me for 15 months during the pandemic and you're going to tell me you're working on yourself, you're going to apologize to my mom and my sisters, and I'm so sorry. And then the first minute you get a chance to get out, you just forget everything you've done. I'm done. I would be done. Would you be done, Rosetta?
Yeah, I would be done. But on the other hand, yeah, it's hard because she's in a situation where he's always going to be the dad of their daughter, True. And I don't know, she's a bit more forgiving than I would be. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
And Chris hit on a little bit about, being married to Bruce and, him coming out and becoming transgender and what all of that was like. And, they asked her, would you have divorced him even if he hadn't have gone through, to be, if he hadn't gone through to become transgender? And she was like, I think yes. And the girls immediately pumped up and said, yes, she would have. So, Caitlyn Jenner is now looking to possibly unseat our current governor, Gavin Newsom. Now, for me, I vote for who I think is the best to help the situation, me, the people, all of us, all Californians. So the first time Caitlyn is interviewed on The View, she starts talking about how she's going to stir it up. And I'm like, we've already been stirred up. We don't need any more stirring. We need someone that's all about bringing us together, making us a happy, cohesive people, not someone trying to stir it up. So I wasn't too happy with that. And then I found out that this, the whole process of, looking at unseating the governor is something that we, the taxpayers of California, are going to have to pay for. So I wasn't very happy about that. I think that, yes, Gavin Newsom went to a restaurant called, I think it was the Foundry up at one time to celebrate
French Laundry.
The French Laundry, to celebrate with a friend that was retiring after 20, 30 years. And he got there were more people than he thought. And he said, hindsight, I should have just turned around and left. But he was there for his friend. He initially had his mask on. He said after the first glass of wine, everything was good. But after the third glass of wine, there were more people than he expected. So someone caught him with his mask off. That is, at least he knows the job. And Whoopi asked Caitlyn, why are you trying to be governor? Have you thought about running for the school board? Have you thought about running for one of the counties, being responsible and stepping up into this? Why are you going for the top job? And she really didn't have an answer. And the people that she's listening to are not very loving, kind people. So that concerns me. If you surround yourself with people who are spouting the verbiage of the previous administration, then you're not trying to walk and talk your own talk. If you want to be governor, then you have to learn how to do your own thing. And talking about stirring it up, that doesn't work for me.
And another thing that I have to mention is that I'm sad to say, but it's great that she wants to come out and she wants to show the LGBT community that this is what I'm doing. I don't really know her reasons why she wants to do it, because nobody's really going to know until until you're her best friend. She might tell you, she may not even tell you why, but I have a feeling
Right.
LGBT community, it's great. We love your support, but as you know, a lot of people will not vote for you because of that. And that's going to be sad. I really think that. So be careful, because I mentioned that before. Look at American Idol when Adam Lambert was runner-up and Chris, I forget the last name. It was between them two, and Adam Lambert had a way better voice. It was all about the voice to me, and Chris won instead.
Exactly.
So, and I think it was all because Chris was Christian and Adam Lambert was LGBT. So there you have it. I think that's what's going to happen. And I don't know why you're running, Caitlyn. I don't know why you're running for governor. Is it because you think you can do it because Trump has done it? Because Arnold Schwarzenegger's done it? I don't know why you're doing it. Really don't know why. I don't know. We'll have to see. We have yet to see what's going to come of this, right?
Well, yeah, yes, we will definitely keep an eye on it because, like you said, it's, I don't know. You are not Donald Trump. Sorry. So you were sharing with me this group of women that you know kind of stumbled upon, and I was like, okay, wait, share, tell me more.
Yeah, and okay, so I wanted to share something and I didn't have time to put together the images, but maybe I
Okay,
can show you a snippet of what it is, but I can share my screen of what I have.
please do.
I came across this article of four sisters, and one of the sisters was married, and her husband is Nicholas, and he's a photographer. He took a picture of his wife and her sisters, and from then, it was in 1975. And from then, they decided to make a project of it and take pictures of all four of them every single year. So on this one article, they have, I can't show you all of it because it's really tedious because you have to hit next to go to the next picture, next to go to the next
Right,
picture. But what I will show you is some progression. So what they decided to do was, the project was to get the all four sisters together, them standing in the same order every single year for the next 40 years. And that is some project. So I was like, let me take a look. So I'm going to share my screen. Let's see if it's going to work because I hope I have it. Going to share my screen. Where did it go? I hope I have it. Shoot. Don't think I have it. Oh, shoot. Something is
oh, that's
covering it.
okay. You know,
Oh,
we
here.
can also,
I have
oh,
it
okay,
here. Okay,
yay,
can you see this? These four
yes, I
women.
can.
So these
Four
four
sisters
women.
take the same picture for 40 years. Don't cry when you see the last one.
So yeah, so that one is there. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to show you what it looks like. So it says in 1975, the sisters began their journey. So this is what they look like in 1975. Now this is going to be tedious because we're going to have to, so the sisters range from age 25, 23, 15, and 21. I don't know who's what age, but
Wow.
there they are. See? You can
Right.
tell, but I'm gonna like
Yes.
click next and you'll see another picture. This is 1976. So every year they had a picture,
Right.
1976. So I'm gonna click, I wish I had, it's annoying. I want to like, I'm gonna keep clicking, but I really want to get, see, this is in 1978. So you can see they're starting to get a bit older.
Right.
So excuse me while I fast forward this a bit to many years. You know how it is. They want you to click
Oh,
on
yeah.
every little thing. So this is 1980. There they are. You can see them a bit older. But
Wow.
keep in mind, the reason why I want to do this is because it's amazing to see that the memories you have and the progression.
Yes.
So I'm going to keep, and this is, they did it for 40 years. It's crazy.
That's amazing.
So remember what they look like as young kids. Well, I call them kids because they were young. This is 1984. There they are.
Wow.
And then, oh, I wish I had saved it and I wanted to put this in a collage just so that I didn't have to do this. But this is
Well,
what,
you know, we can also, you know, share it next week in a collage.
yeah. So basically this is, here, this one is 1985, a decade
Right.
after they took the first one. Sorry, there's a video that came up here. Ugh. It's annoying. Sorry, everyone. That's what happens when you do this.
Oh,
So disregard this. Okay, can you see
stay
them? They're
free.
getting, they look a bit older, right?
Right.
But next week, what I'll do is, remember, I'll have to put this together again and show you. But it's crazy. It's
Yes.
amazing. I'm not going to share the screen anymore. But that's what I
Yeah.
wanted to show you. And I had this whole thing about how, wow, isn't it amazing? And I've always wanted to do a project like that. Like a few years ago, I saw a couple who did the progression pictures of them when they found out they were pregnant with the ultrasounds to the first trimester, second, third, and then when they had the baby and how they were. But that was something that reminded me, like a project. It's never too late to start something. So that's what I was
Absolutely.
thinking when I saw this. I thought, this is amazing. Maybe I should start now and do something. But I do remember back in the days when I was scrapbooking and I had done a lot of things for my son.
See, I think that's wonderful, because I remember, also scrapbooking and, working on different memories of, things I wanted to keep historically. But I just kind of played around with it. My niece, oh my God, her books, I mean, they have, beautiful embroidery, and I mean, each page ties into the next. She's a pro. I can't wait to see your book. I know your books are amazing.
Yeah, I had a book, and on the last page, couple of pages, I saved all his pictures from when he was 1 month to 12 months. So I have
Oh,
that across a couple of pages, and it was a lot of work, but when you look back at it, it is such really, really brings back really wonderful memories. I love it.
yes. I love that. So next week you have something to look forward to.
Yeah, I'm
We
going to
will
put
show
together the
you,
collage.
yes, the collage will be beautiful, beautiful. So some exciting news happened. I mean, unanimous. This is something that hasn't been happening at the Supreme Court level for a while. However, the Supreme Court unanimously ruled against the NCAA antitrust case. What that is, the ruling will now end the association's nationwide limits on education related benefits to athletes, and that they can receive benefits from playing college sports. People don't realize this. Back in the day, there was a coach at the 49ers, and he left the 49ers to go and coach, college football. And I kept asking my husband, why would you give up an NFL contract to go and work at college? Well, he went from like making 5 million to making 25 million. There's so much money in college footballs. However, the students are not reaping the awards. So much money in college basketball, especially girls college basketball and things like that. So what they do is they put these students through their paces, and they don't really pay them anything. They use their likeness. They have them running around with Nikes on their shirt and this on their shirt. So they're doing all this brand work, and they're not getting any money for it. If God forbid they get hurt while they're still in college, they don't have anything. I mean, they have gone to school, and they have nothing to show for it. This ruling is going to mean that these young individuals can now sell their own brand, and they will make money.
I
So of
thought that
course,
that was something that had come to ruling a long time ago.
no,
Because I
no.
remember they said that college basketball players now can get sponsored by different companies. They're allowed to
Yeah,
get
they
paid
get
for it.
yeah, they're where, I mean, that's what I mean, where you can see like the Nike and things on the shirts. They haven't been getting the money for it, and they didn't have the control of who they associated with.
Huh. I don't
So
know
if
why.
they
Yeah.
so like there's Nike and there's Reebok shoes. So say the college wants you to do Nike, and you do Nike, but Reebok says, I'll give you $20 million if you come with us. If the college wanted you to stay with Nike, you were with Nike. So this is supposedly going to give them more freedom and more flexibility. So the decision just came down. We don't know if it's going to stand, if they're going to rebut it, if they're going to, file another lawsuit or whatever. But we'll just keep an eye on it, because the young women that have been talking, they're like, this is a game changer, that we can establish our own brand and get paid for our own brand while we're still in school. So I know it's a big shift, and we'll just keep an eye on it, let you know what we find out.
Yep.
Now you were telling me about you heard some news on Harrison Ford. How's he doing?
Oh, Harrison Ford, he's old now. I was shocked to hear that they're shooting Indiana Jones Part 5. Did you know
Yep.
that? Did not
Yes,
know
I knew
that.
that.
Yeah, he made the news because he was working on a fight scene and he injured his shoulder. And I'm
Oh,
like, should he even be doing any of those? He's a bit too old for that, right? I mean, I can understand Tom Cruise, and I don't get Tom Cruise because he's been looking the same age for like 50 years now.
Yep, and he still does his own stunts.
He still does his own stunts. Now, Tom Cruise, how do you stay that fit? How do you stay that young looking? I mean, I can understand the dyeing of the hair. That makes you look younger,
Right,
right? But how do you
right,
stay so young and so fit and to be able to, because age is, you're going to get like, at a certain age, you can't be doing the same kind of stunts you used to do when you were young, right?
right.
So my
Right.
question is, why is Harrison Ford? I mean, I guess I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to watch Indiana Jones 5, but I'm sure there's people out there that would love to watch Indiana Jones 5. What do you think?
Well, I know that a lot of people are into the legacy. They're into, what happened. How do we? Because it was a good run of movies back in the day, and they're like, well, would the new generation like the movie if we were to bring it forward? So I think the whole reason for doing it is like, did he have a son? Is his son a young man? Because what is his name? He was Bond, James Bond, the older guy with the beard. Oh, Sean
Sean
Connery
Connery.
was, yes, he was Indiana Jones' dad.
Hmm.
So it had a lot of appeal back in the day. And if they can transition some of that to the future, I think it'll be good for the legacy. I just can't believe why are you running? Why are you doing anything but just sitting and looking cute? Because his stunts in the first four were pretty vigorous. So,
Right.
okay, now
They
take your
probably had
time.
to
Don't
tone
hurt
it
yourself.
down a bit, and he still got injured, even though they
Oh,
toned it down. We don't know, but
oh my God.
we'll
He
have
should
to
be
see.
careful.
We shall have to see when it comes out because it's been such a long time since number 4. I completely forgot about all that. And now they're coming out with 5. We'll see. I don't know yet.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So our girl Chrissy Teigen is slowly coming back out. As you all know, there was this whole situation with Courtney Stodden. She shared some information where Christy, back in the day when she was a model, had written some really bad things. And the hurtful part is like she kind of told her to kill herself or alluded to, have a dirt party or something like that. But, when you're young, you do and say stupid things. So Chrissy apologized. Unfortunately, she lost her product placement in Macy's, Bloomingdale, and Target. I don't call it Target. Target sounds boring, so I call it Target. And it has just been going on. And so Chrissy's been like pretty quiet. A gentleman by the name of Michael Costello, he throws his hat into the ring and says, oh, she's so mean to me. I almost, committed suicide behind her. Well, when he did that, some other model comes right behind and says, oh, really? Well, you're toxic, and you, because I'm a curvy girl, you did not design clothes easily for me to model. So this thing is just a life that just keeps on keeping on. Well, last week, John Legend, just kind of piped into the conversation to say, you know what? When you know better, you do better. And I don't know any young person that hasn't made a mistake. So I understand. Like I say all the time, I tease my son. I'm like, I thank God every day they did not have cell phones when your mom was in her early 20s, because I used to go to the club. I'd be up on the bar. Thank God there is no pictures of me losing my mind. However, I was having a good time. I didn't hurt anybody and no one hurt me. The bartender was my friend. He took care of me, and he liked my voice. So they let me sing with the band. And I just had a great time. So I understand when you're young, you do things. Now there's conversations. Maybe we should have Oprah sit down with John and Chrissy and get to the real truth. And I'm like, leave it alone. Just leave it alone. I think that she is trying to atone for the things that happen. It has a life of its own. It's not going to go away. She has a new product line with Kris Jenner, the woman who just cannot seem to fail right now. And Kris, they just pushed out a announcement that Chrissy's going to be stepping away from their new cleaning company for some much needed time to take care of herself and her family. So I think, we should just give Chris a moment. Chrissy a moment, let her have some time. And, she's not going anywhere. She's married to John Legend. So what do you think about all of this, Rosetta?
You can't let things lie, can you, out there? If you're a celebrity, things come out and things get blown out of proportion. I think it's all blown out of proportion. Yes, people do I've done dumb, stupid things when I was younger that I regret. And when you get older, you learn, right? If you do
Right?
great, I always say, if you do good things, it's wonderful. If you do something bad, it's an experience for you, a lesson to learn.
Yes.
And we all have been there and done that. So give people a break. If they change, it's great. I always say people can change. And for someone to keep harping on about the past, what good does it do now, right? Look at the
Right.
person, judge the person, and look at the person for who they are now, what they're doing, and what impact are they making in the world and society today. Do not judge them on their past. The past is the past. Yes, if you keep repeating the same mistakes, then shame on you. But we all know Chrissy and where she is and what kind of person she is. So that's what I say about it. And for that interview with Oprah, I don't really want things to be hashed out, but I wouldn't mind an interview with Oprah, John Legend, and Chrissy Teigen. Wouldn't
I
mind.
know. Oh, and they're beautiful babies, just living life to the fullest. It doesn't have to be negative.
It doesn't have to be anything about that. It just has to be about their life, just how they are as a couple and how their kids. Great. If they do it, great. If not, great. I understand why.
Exactly.
Either way is good.
I agree wholeheartedly. So, okay. I just don't even know where to start. Katie, the Bachelorette. Oh my God. Oh my God. She has, I think because she came out and she said that she's, sexually fluid. She's a woman. She knows who she is. She knows what she wants and she knows how to ask for it. I think some of the men that they put in for this season of The Bachelorette, it's like, producers, did you do your due diligence? Did you check out some of these guys? There's this guy, Carl, and last week, Carl blew up at the end of the show. He blew it up because all the guys are going, what the hell? What happened? She was happy, and then she comes out and she's like, I thought everything was good, and now I've been led to know that there's some deception in here. People are not here for the right reason, and Carl's standing around like, no, nothing. So the guys start thinking and they go, what happened? And they figured out it was him because he says, well, yeah, I talked to her and I just told her everybody's not here for the right reason. Oh my God. Oh my God. So instead of like in the old days where they would just pan it out, these guys were like, no, what did you say to her? Why did you make her feel that way? They got in on him. And then one of the guys went and told her what happened. So Carl got sent home.
Well, it's bound to have happened sooner or later. He would have been sent home. There's no way that he could have lasted much longer. Someone like that causing trouble is going to come out.
Yes. Yes. So that was one of the guys. She did something very unusual where she put them in a round table to sit and to, talk about their previous experiences with, relationships. And, at one point I thought to myself, this is way too deep for a show like this, because these are grown men crying like, oh my God. And I'm like, why are you telling the world what you did, and why are you crying about it? But there was a lot of tears, a lot of crying. And one of the young men, I really liked him. He got the rose of the evening, because what he did is he said, I was young, I was stupid, I was drinking too much, I was doing drugs, I cheated on my girlfriend. He goes, I blew my life up in one night. I have been working continuously to turn my life around, because that was not the truth of who I was. And, you were watching this and you're like, okay, okay. And then all of a sudden, Katie starts to share about, she's like, I can't sit here and let you all talk and I say nothing. So when she was younger, there was a situation where she said that something happened that I didn't ask for. So basically, she was either raped or molested by someone. And I thought, oh my God. I mean, it was a deep, deep, deep
And
show.
she even said that because she didn't know better, I think if I'm not, if I'm correct, she said that she didn't know better and she tried to have a relationship with that guy.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
So there's something that
she was young for her to think that someone taking something from her, that was what it's supposed to be like.
That is not consensual. That's she didn't really understand it because she was so young. But for that is something huge to come out with, because that is lifelong trauma. That really is. And I'm shocked that she came out with that. But because they were doing this, she decided to come out with it. And that can ruin a lot of relationships. That can ruin every single relationship after that for the rest of your life, if not dealt with in the right way.
Yes. So I was shocked.
Yeah, I was sad and I was shocked. And then something else came out, was Thomas. Dun, dun, dun. Thomas comes out and says he's not there for the right reasons.
Yeah.
And in a way, I'm glad he said it. I'm glad he owned up to it, because it came out instead of him hiding it.
Right.
But did he have to do it that way? I mean, I knew something was coming up, that he was being accused of just wanting to be there for ulterior motives, being the next bachelor. But I didn't know all this stuff that he had said about him. He didn't even come for her.
No.
He came for love. I don't know. No. He said he'd come for something, but not for her, right? And then
he came to be the next bachelor.
Well, yeah.
He said to her, he says, if you think, he said to the guys, he goes, you can't all sit here and tell me that wasn't a thought that you've had, that you could be. I mean, he came looking for a job.
No, I don't think so. Because I think some men, now I don't know about this, but if you know, when you get interviewed, do they tell you who's going to be the bachelorette that you're going to be in that season 4? Do they tell you that? Because he says he didn't know who the bachelorette was going to be. He didn't come for her. When they asked him which bachelorette you would like to be on, he could have said someone else, he said.
Well, but remember, after Matt James, they told us who the next 2 bachelorettes would be and the order in which they would be. It was Katie and then the teacher.
But do they already have the men lined up for that season, or they just start interviewing the men after the fact?
They start interviewing the men after the fact. Now, I don't know if they say, if you had a chance to meet Katie, or I can't remember her name. My brain is saying Rebecca. Oh, Michelle. Perfect. Katie or Michelle. And they say, oh, I think Michelle is hot, that they would put that person into Michelle versus someone who said,
right.
Oh, I think it's beautiful. I'm not sure. That's something that happens behind the scenes. However, I know that when they come on, are you here to find love, or do you have ulterior motives?
Yeah, we don't know. And I'm sure a lot of those men on these shows are not going to give the real truth, right?
Yeah.
To make you look bad.
And some of them say, why did you come? Why are you here? You're not here for her. I mean, they became a little, protective of her, which I liked. So they were like, not while I'm here. You're not going to dog her out. And I thought, okay.
Yeah. So I really do like this season, but we've only had 3 episodes, and everything is just coming up all within these short 3 weeks. It's amazing. It's crazy. I mean, it's great because now she's instead of waiting 6 weeks and then finding all this out, she's found out now, which is a great thing. And I love the fact that she's headstrong and she speaks her mind and says, I'm not putting up with any of this effing crap, right?
Absolutely. Right.
None of this is going to happen while I'm here. And she will take you out. She's strong, she will take that person
Yeah.
out.
Yes.
So, which is
And
what
I
I
like
like.
that.
I mean, it's
Yes.
sad that it's all had to come within the first few weeks of these shows, but get it over and done with. Let
Yeah.
the people go that's not meant to
Yeah.
be here. And then next week they had a sneak that Blake, remember Blake from
Oh,
the
yes, it's coming
Blake
back.
is coming back.
Yes.
He was in which was it Tasha's show?
No, I think he was, well, yes, he was in Tasha. Yes.
I thought, what did you think of him? I don't remember if I liked him or not. He doesn't ring a
I
bell of.
was, I mean, I remember seeing him, but I don't remember nothing about him. So to me, I'm like, no, no.
I think I'm not sure if I recall exactly liking him, but we'll
Yeah.
have to see. He's back, and let's see. I might, you know what I'm going to do before next week's show? I'm going to do some research on him, on Tasha's show, and because I need a bit of memory jogging here. It's been a minute.
Okay. I love it. That sounds good.
Yeah.
So in the spirit of Pride Month and Juneteenth, there are some, Forbes did a whole article about some Black Americans and who are celebrating Juneteenth as well as Pride. So next week we will, share more information with you about them. Like, I love Laverne Cox. I think
Oh,
they are
amazing.
beautiful. I love Laverne. I love her.
Beautiful.
Yes. So we're going to delve into that a little bit more. We're going to leave more time because it'll be our last week of June. And we really want to, kick Pride celebration for the whole month off with a lot of talk about celebrities. My boy, Billy Porter. I love me some Billy Porter. Love it. So just to give you an update on COVID in Northern California, masks are no longer required indoors as long as there's some form of verification that the person has had their vaccination and they're safe. That's a little confusing because people who've been vaccinated and they're taking their mask off. There are people who have not been vaccinated and they are not going to get vaccinated and they're taking their mask off. So there's a little bit of confusion going on there. There is more and more information is coming out about people who had COVID. And some people were like, I have the antibiotics, I don't need no vaccine. And they're finding out that yes, they do. Some of the long haulers, the conditions that they're experiencing, and now some of the young individuals that are having COVID, they're having respiratory problems. So this whole political aspect behind this virus is really sad because people are making not the best conscious decision because the information that they're being given is not full and complete, etc. And, just to give you an idea, I think too much is given, much is expected. So we have professional sports people where they are opening up stadiums, hundreds of thousands of people in the stadium. And, they are asking for proof that the person has had a vaccine or not. So just an example, LeBron James, he was asked, and the owners of these teams are coming out and saying, we can make suggestions that they get the vaccine. However, it's a personal choice. We can't mandate it. I think you're wrong. If I own the, my brain is saying Warriors, the Lakers, if I own the Los Angeles Lakers and I'm going to open up my stadium, I want proof that you've had the vaccine. I don't care what you say outside. I want proof. If you don't want to take the vaccine, that's fine. You don't have to come. I don't even want you to suit up. Keep your booty at home. Stay away. I don't want you getting sick, and I don't want you getting anyone else sick. So LeBron James has said, oh, it's a family decision and I'm not going to discuss it. I think you should discuss it. How are you supposed to get people back out, back doing everything pre-COVID if you are unwilling to say, I got the vaccine, I feel great, I'm fine. Next, the
He should be
variant, the
wanting to set a
Delta,
good example, because he should be saying,
yes,
yes, I've got the vaccine. And for all you African Americans out there that are on the fence or don't want to take it, I'm telling you it's safe. I've taken it. Go out there and do something good for everyone.
exactly. So Rosetta and I are going to continue to monitor this because, you know, the Delta variant, and I love how they changed the names from the country that the condition is coming from to Alpha, Beta, you know, Delta, you know. However, it is right now, it is the fastest growing COVID outbreak. And because it is so fast, they say that it attacks the body twice as fast as the initial COVID virus. So be responsible, please. I'm asking you. If you don't want to take the vaccine, fine. Wear your mask, social distance, wash your hands, stay away from people. Do not do this thing that I'm hearing people do. You know, I'm not going to take it until my doctor tells me. I'm going to sit at home and wait for my doctor to personally call me and say, Gloria, I want you to go get that vaccine. And I'm like, really? Or they're saying, you know, it has a chip in it. And once you get the vaccine, you know, they'll be able to follow you. Let me tell you something, people. If you have one of these, known as a cell phone, you don't have to worry about a chip. You already chipped. And then the big one is going to change my DNA. I'm not getting that vaccine because it's going to change my DNA. What does that mean? How is it going to change your DNA? So, you know, I remember back in the day, I have a first cousin and she's beautiful, blonde, blue eyes. If we stood side by side, you could see some of the facial features. You can't tell. She's white, I'm black. However, when my girl had a baby, she had a caramel baby. So it doesn't matter what you try and do to hide. And I think that's what's so sad about a community that believes that, you know, they got to keep it pure. And the only way they can keep it pure is they inbreed within themselves. You know, you can't marry your first or second cousin, but you can marry your third or fourth cousin. Really? So there's been things where people have been misinformed for years. Those were choices. This is a virus that can kill you. So we'll keep sharing information as we receive the information. And we would love for you to comment below and tell us, what do you think about this? I mean, is this just a political thing? Or is there some true science to it? Please let us know what you think.
Yeah. I mean, I really don't have much to say. I've said all I've got to say about this subject. And yeah, like Gloria said, if you want to comment, please, we'd love to hear your feedback on this.
Yes. So we always start our show with Ellen and we always end our show with Ellen. Ellen always says she feels the love in the room, and she's talking to monitors, which I think is so cute. Little monitors on the stairs so she can see people. She goes, I feel the love in the room. I send it back out to you. Go out and spread it with the world and make it a great day. Rosetta and I always tell you to go out and share the love and make it a great day. Try and bring love where there is hate. Try and bring love where there is confusion. If we work together and we collaborate together, we can do anything. We can eradicate anything. We just have to do it in a sign of love. If you're going to do something, if you're going to take an action, think to yourself, if someone did this to me, how would I feel? And if it doesn't feel good to you, don't do it.
Very true. I always say, think for yourself, please. Don't get influenced by outside forces.
That's correct.
Yep. Thank you, everyone. We have had an amazing chat today. Have you liked our chats? Oh, I got to do my little review on my tea. Remember? It was way too hot to drink. So I'm going to have another. I've been drinking this all this time. It's still hot. I'm going to take another sip, and it smells amazing. It really does smell like when I put my nose to it, I'm about to get a sip. It smells amazing.
That's one thing I will tell you about the Sipology teas. They smell Amazing.
So I'm drinking this, and I do taste a lot of the black tea. It's got a bit creaminess to it. Um, I want it, I think for me, I want it to have a bit more Earl Grey taste to it.
Oh, okay. So it's more of the creme de la cream versus the
Well,
Earl Grey.
I'm getting a subtle hint, notes of it, but I'd like it a bit more. Well, I guess it is Earl Grey, but I'd like a bit more. I can definitely taste it's black tea, and it's the creaminess I can taste. So I guess it is everything. I
I love
I
it.
don't know what. I don't know. Maybe I should just stick with Earl Grey instead of having the creaminess, because then it takes away of the Earl Grey. I like the Earl Grey taste, but it's nice. I like it. I do like it. It is nice. I guess it's Earl Grey de la creme, and it is Earl Grey de la creme. It tastes like it, but I'd like a slightly bit more Earl Grey taste.
All right.
Well, thanks everyone again. We appreciate you joining us. We are Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. And don't forget, if you sell teas, you have a tea shop, please let us know. We'd love to feature your teas in an upcoming episode. We would love to. If your tea shop is local in the Bay Area, we'd like to come and visit. Me and Gloria
Yes.
will come and visit. Things are opening up.
Yes.
We'd love to give you some love on your teas. Thank you, everyone. And don't forget, if you liked this episode of our chat, hit the thumbs up icon. Please support us by subscribing to our channel. And remember, if you don't want to miss any of our videos, you can hit that bell notification, ding, ling, ling, and you'll be the first to be notified. So thank you, everyone. Have a great week. And oh, I forgot. The BET Awards are this Saturday. So what?
Yes. So we'll talk about them next week.
Yes, we're looking forward to that. And remember to always keep
keep
smiling.
smiling.
Bye-bye now. Take
Bye.
care.